What's up? Welcome to Trackletics Live, the ultimate show for all things track and field. Join us as we dive deep into the sport, interviewing track and field athletes, coaches, nutrition specialists, and more. Get ready to hear some dope conversations and gain exclusive insight into what it takes to become a top performer in the sport. Whether you're a seasoned track and field athlete or just starting off, this is the show for you. So make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Let's get into the show.
Everyone,
What's good?
welcome, Kennedy.
What's up?
What's
Good.
good, man? How you doing today?
I'm chilling. Honestly, taking it easy today. We got nothing to do, so really woke up, worked out with my girlfriend, which was pretty chill. Just been living life, came alive.
Hey,
It's been chill.
yeah, I love to hear it. I got some questions about training,
Yeah,
your goals this season. But before we get into that, we're gonna take it back. I want
yeah,
to
for
know
sure.
how you started running
Yeah.
track. What is your track story?
Damn,
One hard lesson I've learned being an athlete is that hydration is a major key to performance. You will not perform your best dehydrated. I hydrate with eternal water. Eternal water is a naturally alkaline, pure, pristine water sourced directly from the springs here in America. It's filtered through layers of ancient rock, absorbing essential minerals and electrolytes you need to perform your best. It tastes amazing, makes you feel amazing, turning every workout into your best workout. I hydrate with eternal water.
that's a bit. That's a bit. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. My mom got me into track. Basically,
Okay.
way before I even wanted to do track, I wanted to be a basketball player or a football player. That was like my go-to sports. Like I love football, I love basketball. So that was something that I really, really loved. I did football from literally flag football in fifth grade all the way up through like sophomore year, but realized like slowly and surely that like I'm a very fragile athlete, unfortunately, to the point where like if I get hit, is raps. I can hit someone, but if I get hit myself,
Right.
something's not working. And then basketball, I just wasn't tall enough. Everyone outgrew me. I was like, dang, that's tough. And literally, it's like that in between season in my seventh grade year between track and like between like that sport transition after basketball. Mom was like, oh, you should do track. Like, you're fast and you should do something because you do nothing. That's not good. I was like, why not? And I kind of like I just did it, but I didn't like do it for real. But like everything I did, even though I wasn't trying, I still was putting good times down. It's like my first 400 I ever ran, that joint was in seventh grade, ran a 60-second 400. And I was just out there just looking around and just running. And everyone was like, damn, that kid's moving. I was like, God, I was just running. Ran hurdles for the first time. I don't remember. It's probably like a high number, but for that time, it was good. Did a long jump, jumped 20,
Dang.
and then did triple jump. I think I jumped like I want to say it was like 28, probably 28 something.
Okay.
So nothing crazy, but good. Where it's like I'm winning meets
Right.
haphazardly, just kind of out there, just jumping and running. And so I kind of got put in everything. So I was like a decathlete without being a decathlete. I just got put in everything. And in my eighth grade season, I was like, you know what? Like I think I could be pretty good at this stuff. Like, shoot, I like it. So I still did football. I still did basketball. After all of that, I actually signed myself up for the track team this time, and I went in there and I only focused on it was like 5 events really at the time. It was 400 long jump, 400 long jump, triple jump, high jump, and then hurdles in there just because like I can hurdle. Hurdles, I broke my toe on like my trail leg. I didn't even know I broke it. I was like, oh, it just hurts really bad. But then like I couldn't wear shoes for a very long time and it's like uncomfortable. And so I was like, you know what? Hurdles hurt me, so let's not do that ever again.
Not here.
And then 400, that's when like coaches really started seeing my potential. So he started training me hard, like really hard. And I was like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like running just to run. Like I want to be able to do something else. So stop that. And then high jump, triple jump, long jump just clicked at me. I was like, this is something that doesn't bring me too much pain, but a good amount of pain. I enjoy it. It feels light. It's something that I don't struggle with too much. Like I think I could do this. So doubled in that. Went to states. My first time ever like really trying to tackle, went to states. Won. I won the triple jump, got second in the long jump, and got fourth in the high jump. So pretty good numbers out there. Just did my thing. And then after that, I was just hungry. I was like, okay, like we just went really far. Like I could really dial in. So it took me up until I want to say literally my sophomore year to just back. You know what? I'm not doing no more sports. Literally just solely focusing on track. Sophomore year, focused on track. Went crazy that year. First meet came out at the gate, jumping seven. Not seven. First meet came out the gate, jumping 6'5". Just boom, 6'5". First meet, literally 6'5" first meet. Second meet, 6'7". Third meet, 6'8". Got really like consistent at the 6'7" bar. Went to states, jumped against some really good competitors at that time. One of them actually is in college right now. His name Jackson Marcel. He was at Fun Lagunas at the time. He jumped. Don't be stupid. But went to states. It was me, him, this one kid from Dunbar. Dunbar jumped. I think it was like I want to say 6'10". Jackson, I think he jumped either 7 or 6'10" one of those high bars. I jumped like 6'9" that day. I was like, okay, like we PR, let's go.
Let's go.
Then there's an option to do nationals that year. It was like, you know what? No, like I just want to train with my coach because at the time my coach she was an Olympic coach, and so I was like, I got the best training, the best setup. I just PR'd by a bunch, by 5 whole inches. Like I'm just focused on this. Junior year, focus down. My first meet, jumped 6'10" out the gate. COVID. I was like,
Oh,
I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let that deter me. Like, I'm here for a reason. I'm clearly good at this joint. Let's just focus high jump and just train. The entire summer, trained on and off, but a good amount, you know. Went back into that school season, senior year. Was like, you know what? No more sports. Straight up track. Like, we're getting a scholarship year. Because in that sophomore year, I actually met the coach from UM on an unofficial visit. And he was like, you're not that far from our standards for scholarship. You just got to, jump 7'1" and you should be good. I was like, okay. I was like, that's possible. It's up there, but it's possible.
Not too far as possible,
Literally.
for sure.
So got my coach. Her name's Coach Debbie. She's a great coach. Like, honestly, if anyone really trying to get like solid in jumps, Coach Debbie. That's like, she's a go-to coach for me. I still talk with her. She's great. But got solid, trained that entire time, just putting my head down, just grinding out. It was really school. It was like school, track, go home, sleep, eat, breathe, repeat. That was it.
That's it. That's all.
My parents saw like my passion for it, so they really were letting me like stay after school and be able to like really train with the coach. And I didn't. I'm telling you, the entire time just grinded out. All that. That's all I did. And then first meet hits, jump 6'10" again. Boom. Boom. I'm like, okay, we on this. And it was an easy 6'10". It wasn't like any. It was boom. And I'm like, you know what? Let's bump it up to 7 feet. Almost had it, but didn't get it. And then we're moving. I'm jumping like 6'10", 6'9" consistently at this point. And then we go to, I want to say the senior year. So we go to this one meet called the Big Blue Meet, where it's at Archbishop McCarthy. I forgot where the location at, but somewhere in Florida. We go there. I'm feeling good that day. Jump 6'11", bumped the bar up to 7 feet. And when I say like every single time I was over it, but I was so excited I kept closing. It was just one of those days. So I'm like, it's in there. It's just about connecting the pieces. Stopped competing for a little bit. I skipped out on like 2 home meets, I think, to like on knee jump these. Trained harder, got a lot stronger, started like upping up on the weight routine, and then went out to go to our conference meet, which is like a bunch of schools get together. Jump 7 feet, clear that by a minute, like a mile, had room to spare. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. We go to like 7'2", miss it, is what it is. But I got 7, no.
Got
Now
7.
I'm texting coach at this point, like, hey, this on third, getting calls, and I was like, I went to school the next day, had 5 letters.
Wait, yeah, let's go.
It was like LSU, Louisville, I think Princeton was in there. It was like some good schools. They're like, oh, like okay, word, like we in
These
there.
are top.
Literally, and then we went to went to regionals, jumped 7'1", and then that's when the letters started pouring. Letters, calls, you name it. Like it just,
That's the mark.
Was the meet. Literally, that was the mark. And then states were not there. Had a bad leg, unfortunately. Jumped 7 with it. Tried to go for the state record, didn't get it, but still jumped 7. Got my first place medal. Parents were mad happy, which was great. Went to nationals at Nike that first year. Jumped 6'10", got second, unfortunately, but I still got first time going and got second place. I'll take it. Like, is what it is. And now, honestly, look, first year college happened. Went to Community Liberty University.
Yeah.
Just out of out of money situation at that point, because it was just a bunch of that super senior COVID, all that year stuff, all that mess of a bunch of stuff. But still happy to get somewhere. So I'll take it. I'm not gonna go D2. I'm gonna go D1. Went there, got a full ride, happy as heck. And then first year, like my first year ever being there, bro. First meet, jumped 7'2". I was like, hey, okay, like 7'2" ain't bad. That's a good start. First meet, 7'2". I'm like, okay, it's not a bad spot. That entire season went well, I would say, but also I was really new, so I just didn't know much. Right before nationals,
What made you choose that school though?
Yeah, so it was like a mix of a lot of stuff. One, unfortunately, with all that COVID stuff that happened, there's so many super seniors coming back for their spot that high jump money went away.
Ah,
And then on the second part is a bunch of comfortability for me. I was still like very much so like I want to be in a spot where yes, there's competition, but also not much where I can grow and I can like do me. Like I want to be able to be in the comfortable zone because I know like for me, I'm a big competitor, but if there's too much competition, I like shy away at times if I'm not right with them. If I can still compete with you and I'm still jumping close to you, I'll be fine. But if it's like you're jumping 7.5 and I'm jumping 6.10, no, like I want to be in my head about that. But it was a comfortability thing, and then on top of that, I really liked the team that was there at the time. Like the person did the visit and all that stuff. Just the community they had was really really nice. And I was like, okay, I go do this. Committed and like, man, I want to say yeah. Around like right before graduation, committed, and I was like, that's the rest of that one. And then like, dang, it's been a minute. Dang, I've been in track for a minute. Literally this last year coming up, just transferred out of there, just because team vibe changed completely, and it wasn't more. It felt not as much as a team, but more of like an individual. And I guess track's an individual sport, but you still want that family team relationship, you
right.
know. Like I should be able to go up to a team and be like, "Yo, want something crazy?" He'd be like, "What?" And I see some random joint, and we would have a conversation about it or something funny, you know. But it felt just like everyone was either really center focused on themselves or didn't know how to connect with anyone. So it's like we go to meets and there's that team room, right? And no one would be in there except for me and my best friend the entire time.
Dang.
And it's like
Yes.
I love having a best friend, but I should be able to connect with more people, you know. And
Right.
then the coaching just wasn't working anymore for me. It was just like I was at a point where it's like I'm doing really really well, but the coach wasn't able to put together like a solid plan to get me to the next level, you know. And then there's just like a bunch of this mental stuff that happened and blockers and just like a bunch of stuff. And I was like, if I'm here at this college and I'm not feeling like Kennedy, if I'm feeling off, that's not how I should be doing life. Like I should be able to be secure in who I am and be able to go out to meets and be like, I'm jumping 7.5 today and say that with confidence.
Right.
Like that's how I work. I go to meet, I'm saying I'm jumping this today. Well, I was going to meets and I was like I don't know I'm gonna jump. I haven't jumped 7 feet in a minute. Last meet I just jumped 6.10. Like that shouldn't be, you know.
Yeah. Wasn't
Um,
in the right
literally,
headspace, right environment. I see.
literally, and so just a bunch of stuff happened, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna hit the portal. I didn't tell my parents, which wasn't the best idea. That was a struggle, but I got into the portal. It took me because my dream school really at that time. I was like, I want to go to a good jump program with a good coach who knows what they're talking about. So there was Tennessee was in there, and I talked to that coach for a little bit. Talked to Arkansas like one time. Talked to UF, Minnesota, and then UN, of course. So my 3, 4 at the time I was really like talking to before I committed. It was University of Minnesota, University of Miami, University of Florida. Those are my three. And
So
then Tennessee.
how'd you
Oh,
get
go
to
ahead.
how'd you commit to Miami then?
Yeah. So,
What what
so
helped make that
I'll
decision?
tell you. So my brother Jackson, he's my older brother, right? And he always has the best intentions for me. Unfortunately, I'll just be legit and just not listen to no one. I just like want to do my own thing, which I don't recommend. But he is a brother that I know I can trust. And what he tells me is like he'll slap you upside the face, but when he tells you, it's like, all right, like I should listen because if I don't, it's probably not gonna work out. And so my parents were trying to tell me like, oh, you should go back to Florida. You should do this on third. I'm like, nah, I really rather go to Minnesota because they have a good jumps program. Like they just had a freshman go to nationals and she did really well, like all that different stuff. My brother's like, bro, I'm not gonna try to be mean to you, but my brother was just like, yo, look, I'm gonna be real with you. You're from Florida, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, you like the heat, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, so why would you go to some place that's cold and freezing with no one who you know, and you now 15 hours out from home, and you can come down to Florida, be an hour from home, be in an atmosphere that you like, and know people who you know, and be in a community that's well diverse. And I was like, you know what? That's right. That's right. Right. You're right. So I took my official visit. My person on my visit was Russell Robinson. Our triple jumper was like stupid good. He's really good. He was a vibe. Went over. They played like some poker. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I was just like it's like it felt like home. You know.
Mm.
I was like, I'm very comfortable with committing to school and knowing like they got me. They got me. So committed. Wrote my little signature on that paper, and now I'm at University of Miami. So it's been a long journey. I just like kind of realized that. But I've been doing track for a minute now. It's been a minute, but I'm
It's
glad
been
where I'm at, and I'm happy. So
it's been a minute. It's been a journey for real. But starting in middle school all the way till now, what keeps you motivated to continue to
Yeah.
train to reach your goals, to reach that high level?
Yeah. It's always that, I think, love-hate relationship with the fact that you know you're going to be better and you know that you're going to uh PR or do what you want to do, and make those goals. And especially I feel like I have a lot of people in my ear who really believe in me and also like know where I can be, which is as an Olympian. And so it's like three things. I think one is like I owe people the respect of staying in my sport and achieving the dreams that they've given me. And like if I'm being told from an early year that I could be an Olympian, why would I not? You know, like people are
Right.
seeing this early on. I'm gonna keep pursuing it. Number two is I just love the sport. I love it. Like I might sound crazy that I like to condition here and there, lift weights early in the morning, and jump over a stick that's 7 foot in the sky. But hey, like that's my love. Like I love that a lot. I love it. Like it's my love and my passion. It's something that I've bonded with to the point where it's like it feels like a regular day. Like I wake up, I lift, go to my school, go to practice. Like it's just regular day now. That's what I do. That's what I do.
What you
And
love,
number
like
literally,
that.
and then number three, I think is just there's so many good people in the sport, and track is such a good community that a lot of the coaches, at least here, they're really focused on not just your athletics, but also your person. Like, who are you going to become after athletics? Like, what's Kennedy going to do after he's done? Like, yeah, you get your 4 or 5 years, maybe 7 if you're lucky going pro. But when it's all said and done, you got all the accolades, you achieved all your dreams. Who's Kennedy? Like yeah, people are gonna still remember you for a year, 2, 3, whatever. But once they don't remember you no more, who are you? Are you still that track and field athlete who did those great things, or are you now Kennedy Sauder who's doing great things outside of the sport? So it's
Right.
like a mix of all those things put together. But I think it's like if I was just gonna sum it up, I just love the sport. Like I just love it. The people, the community, the sport itself, just I love it. So
That's
so
deep.
yeah,
That's deep. I love that.
yeah,
Same thing for me, so I can relate.
definitely,
Me being an athlete myself, running from club track, high school, college, post collegiate, to now creating a company where I literally highlight track and field
yeah,
athletes. And I love hearing stories like yours, right? How
yeah,
far you've come, how focused you are, how determined you are. Like there's nothing standing in
yeah,
your way at all from reaching
yeah,
your into that Olympic stage. I love it as
literally.
well. So I could totally relate on that. But
Appreciate
speaking
it.
of our love for track, right? Let's
Yeah,
talk about your track and field training.
yeah.
So what are you currently doing in training?
Yeah. I would say, are you talking about the like lifting power training or just the straight up workout, like on the
Both,
track?
yeah.
Both. Yeah.
Because one, I want to know what you're doing right now, but I'm
Yeah.
also ask what's your favorite track
Okay.
workout and lifting
That's
size. So I
valid.
need to know both.
Yeah, I'll break it up real quick. So I'll just go with the lifting side. So lifting right now, since we're in competition, is really just a bunch of like speed.
Mhm.
Like we're moving weight. We're not even like yeah, we're letting it settle and stuff, but we're moving and we're going through an entire circuit. Like that's right now. We're in season, so they're trying to get us strong, but also fast. So it's like we're doing cleans, we're doing like we're doing different types of single leg squats, abs, like that type of stuff. So nothing heavy, but enough where you're gonna get strong, but you're also building speed. Since we're still in season, so for the track part, we're just dissecting basically. That's the best way I could say it. Is like I'm at a level where it's like all of us have a level basically where it's not about the big picture. It's about the small. It's about the small details. It's about those small increments that can make you an Olympian or make you come mad short. It's the difference between first place or last. Like it's that type of stuff. So it's like it's no longer like it's like the whole run was off. It's like you had a really good start, but on that last like on that curve, you just dipped in a little weird and your foot slipped. And so it's like no longer am I looking at the arc of my back or the finish at the end. It's more just like the small little details, like your foot slipped a little bit on your fourth step. And so it's like I know what that feels like, and so I know how I should fix it and stuff. But that's basically like on the track what we're doing on I'd say every time we jump basically. That's what it looks like. On the times we don't jump, like Mondays for instance, we basically are doing it's like a wake your body up type of day. So we got some type of excels, some type of med ball throws, some type of hurdle hop we doing, and then like some grass runs, a nice little cool off. And then I got of course my rest days on Wednesday, Thursday. So like Wednesday we just have lift, nothing afternoon. Thursday as in day, I got nothing. There's just school, class, and like I already did my dorm. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. get some stuff in my dorm. But it's like you get to just do you. Still be focused, still be active on what you gotta do, but now you get to be a student. Now you get to be Kennedy outside of track. So
Yeah.
that's that day. And then of course Saturday we got the AM practice. After that, nothing, and then Sundays rest. So that's the week for us really. That's what that looks like. I don't know if that's a great example of it, but that's kind of what
Nah,
we do.
solid example. I hear some explosive work, little maintenance work, staying in shape, making sure you're feeling right, moving right, hitting all the movement patterns that are,
Yeah.
key to your event. So, nah, that's on
Yeah,
point. It sounds like what season
literally.
should be, right?
Literally, yeah.
But what is your favorite lifting
Yeah.
exercise? Something you feel might help build your strength and
Yeah.
explosiveness?
I would say for me, since I'm such a tight wound athlete and I can get away with a lot of things because I'm so tight wound, my best lift that I love hate but love more would be cleans and snatches. It's a lift that's very, very important because it works out your entire body. And if you do it wrong, you're not working the muscle that's needed, you know? You
Facts.
can get away by, you can bench, and get away by having one arm down, you can work with that. Snatch and cleans, you got to be so dynamic because if you don't pull that all the way up or you dip too fast, well, you just lost.
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
say
wrap.
50, you lost 50% of your explosivity. So when you put that up, you have to work your way back up. But I think I used to hate them because I was not good at them. But it's like in my mind, it's like, if I don't do the things that I'm good at, I'm never going to be great. If I do things I'm bad at, I can be great. So I would say snatches and clean, just because like it's very important for that movement to be right. And when you get it right, there's such a fulfillment,
Facts.
because like I did it. And so it's just I'd say for any track athlete, especially when you get to a higher level and you're starting to really break out, I would say really focus on those type of movements that are similar or at least helping or I guess like what's it called? An example of what you're doing in your sport.
Yeah.
So like clean snatches, because like that's what you. If you go into college, you better start clean and snatching at least in your senior year because you're going to be doing a lot of that when you get to the track level. You can be doing it a lot. It's going to be something like that. So yeah, I'd say cleans and snatches. That's my favorite lift.
Facts.
And people
Okay. What's
people
your favorite?
argue with me.
What's your favorite track and field workout?
Yeah. Dang, that's a loaded question. I really like them all, but I'm gonna dissect. I'm gonna like really think about it. Dang. I would say on the track, there's not a lot that I can't fix too well, but I would say for me, at least what I know that I love hurdle hops.
Okay.
That's something I feel like I'm always working on something in my head to get better with. And it's like a good real life example of like how am I gonna get over this today? Some days I go out there, I'm feeling bouncy. I'm like, oh, this is easy day. Some days I go out there, I'm feeling a little heavy in my legs, but I know myself is like, if I do this, I'm gonna feel great. So I just gotta get it done. So for me, it's like I would say it's a good mental strength battle because on the days I'm not feeling it and me still getting over it and still doing those 3 sets, one hop, stop, and two continuous. Once I'm done, I'm like, ooh, like we good, we got this, and we out there. So I'll say yeah, hurdle hops for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So we got your favorite weightlifting exercise, power clean snatches, favorite track workout, hurdle hops. Now track practice is
Yeah,
over, right? What are you refueling with after? What's your
yeah.
favorite post workout meal or shake?
Yeah, for sure. So they really do a good job of not just telling us, but having us learn about nutrition and recovery and stuff like that. I actually got one right here. So this is our Gatorade protein shake, basically, and it's like a recovery one. So this is vanilla, Gatorade, ice cream, protein shake. Like, that's like my go-to.
Fire.
Is that we have a smoothie, like nice little smoothie area. So we it's either that, a smoothie. I say my favorite, shoot, probably cherry bundy. So it's basically just cherry bundy or cherry tart is a straight cherry extract in a bottle.
Okay.
And what it does, it helps with inflammation. So let's say you have a heavy day. Like I lifted that morning and I had a hard practice, right? Drink one of those because the next day you come out, you're gonna have as much inflammation in your body. You'll still be sore, but you're gonna be able to move, you're gonna be able to, jump, you're still gonna be able to get the results you need to get. So I say yeah, cherry bundy just because of the recovery factor.
Okay. I'm taking notes. I'm gonna have to try that cherry.
Yeah,
Okay. Now what are your goals this season? Like
yeah.
what's the real focus? What are you looking to accomplish this season?
Yeah. Honestly, it's Olympic season. So it's like I'm feeling that I'm able to clear 7.5. This is indoor. Outdoor should be able to clear, good Olympic standards. So my goal is honestly to fulfill the dreams that my coach had for me. in high school and has still, which is be an Olympian. And I know that everyone out here believes that for me, and I believe it for myself, which is even better. And I'm willing to put the work in. So honestly, just go out there and represent Team USA this year because it's possible. It's very possible. So that's my yeah. That's the goal this year: is represent Team USA and win competitions, of course, and not just represent, but place well. Because it's there's no point. Well, there's a point in going. That's great, but for me, I would say like at least for myself, there's no point in just going and being happy. I want to go and show I belong. Go out there and show them that I'm not just a one time show. I'm a future show. I'm here. I'm here to stay. You
Here
know, like I want
on
to
the
go out there.
podium,
Yeah,
bring a
I ain't
medal
going out
back.
there. Yeah, I ain't going out there just to have fun, just to be happy. Like, of course I'm gonna be happy. Of course I'm gonna have fun, but I'm going out there to compete. I'm going out there to compete with those high jumpers who've been in the game for 6+ years. You know, I'm going out there to compete with Tim Berry. I'm going out there to compete with Harrison, and not to say that in like a prideful way, but to say that in a way that's like I know what I can do. And yes, those people are good. I have mad respect for them, and they have their craft down to a T. But I know that I got my craft down to somewhat of a T. And if I'm there to compete with you, I'm doing something right. And people are doing something right in my life to get me there.
Right.
So I think for me, it's just a big showcase to be able to show the work that everyone in your entire life has put out there. And now you're there. So it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to crack or are you going to succeed?
Facts. Now, let's say this is the Olympic crowning ceremony. You just got your medal. You first
Yeah.
placed on the podium. How would you feel? What would that mean to you?
Yeah. That's a loaded question because I don't know how I'm going to feel. Like, it would mean, I think I'm a person who freezes up in moments. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'll get emotional, but I'm not going to cry. But I'm going to just be like, I'm going to sit down probably and just be like, I did it.
I
Like
did it.
I
I
did
made it
it.
here.
It's really that simple. It's like not even I, like we did it. Everyone in my life did it. Like we all just got the goal that we've been dreaming of forever. Like that's it. Like that's peak. That's peak. I'd be happy. I'd be so happy. But honestly, like I would probably just be in the moment. I would just sit there and just be there. Be like people in my life that got me to the spot from the dumb learning class I had to take as a ADHD positive 100% kid taking special learning classes just to stay in school, just to like get to middle school, just to get to high school and somehow like get through that. All the people who helped me through every step of the way to be in the spot I'm in right now. Like I feel like that's such a big moment that if you don't soak, you can forget so quick. Because like Olympics isn't just you, it's not just him, it's not just her, it's everyone. Like everyone got a story, everyone got a piece of why they're there. And it's like when you're there and you got that gold medal on your chest in Paris, it's like we did it. Like you can't really like you're just quiet. I feel like you don't know what to do. It's like dang, you know?
Facts. I love
Yeah,
that, bro. I'm definitely rooting for you for sure. You have
appreciate it.
everything it takes to make that Olympic stage. People are supporting you. People are investing in you for a reason. Like you're
Yeah,
literally
thank you.
already on this
Yeah,
path, you know? Now, with this being an Olympic year, with the goals of making it to the Olympics and
yeah,
bringing a medal back, there's other accomplishments along the way. For example, if you do accomplish that, when you excuse my language, when you accomplish that,
you're good.
right, the
Yeah,
sponsorships
yeah,
come, right? And there's so many out there. Do you have eyes for any specific companies? Anybody you're
yeah.
looking to work
Honestly,
with?
I know like Olympics are big and sponsorships are big and all, but I think I would just want to kind of push that away and like really dial into my last year because like that's great and all. Don't get me wrong, sponsorships are great. Sponsorships can come and go. Sponsorships are there, but just how they come and go so fast, they can come back so fast.
True.
That's my rule. If it come fast, it definitely will be back fast when you do what you gotta do. You know, I feel like for me, I should talk to my girlfriend about this actually. Like don't get me wrong. There's a lot of athletes out there who do crazy things. You know, their first year or that Olympic year, right? They do crazy things. But if it's my first time ever doing that for the first time, I'm not trying to go pro right away. I'm trying to go back, resurface because I know I did some things wrong, probably correct those mistakes, and then get consistent at a bar that is an Olympic bar. You know, that's a bar that's gonna get me to go diamond leagues. A bar that's gonna get me those sponsorships. So I probably would. I try to get one. I could probably get Adidas just because of their spikes. I try to nail that down, you know, and do that. But I'll just get one, ride with that for a minute, and just going to the next season like, all right, we got focus. I love Olympics. That was great and all, but now it's time to go pro. It's time to get a good contract and pursue those dreams because that's always pro. I think pro level. That's like 2% of athletes go pro,
Yeah.
and if you win that 2%, like that's a good thing to be. So now
Like,
like celebrate for a month and then just reset, rebase, and say like for me, I always reset by saying this year I'm nothing. No one knows me. No one knows who I am. What I've done doesn't matter. That's last year. Now it's 2025. Now it's new 2024. New person. Let's go. That's how
I like
it
that.
is.
Lock
Yeah.
in, focus, become who you really can be, get to the
Literally.
level that you really can be on.
Yeah.
You said something that was interesting. Yeah, like 2% of athletes go
Yeah.
pro, right? But in our sport, that's the case for many different reasons,
Yeah.
right? In football, there's 50 plus athletes to a team. There's third string. You could be
Yeah.
on practice team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many athletes on the football team. But for track and field, I actually just read an article that said there's like 12 athletes in the United States that have like full paid sponsorships, enough that you
Yeah.
can actually live. 12 athletes. We
Slim.
can name more than 12 athletes in one event,
Yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying? Think about the
Literally.
100. Like, I
Yeah.
can name more than 12, but only 12 of them really have a sponsorship that you can live off. And that's
Yeah.
crazy to think about comparing it to other sports,
Yeah.
right? And it's really because a lot of these companies don't see the return on investment,
Yeah.
right? Like, I love Jordans, but I played basketball in elementary school, middle school, but I don't play basketball now. But I'm buying
Yeah.
Jordans because how much of an inspiration
Mm-hmm.
he was. And these are shoes that he actually wore on the
Yeah.
court. These was created for him to play. But we're not necessarily rocking Pumas because Usain Bolt was the fastest man in the world.
Yeah. That's valid.
We're not rocking Adidas because Wade Van Niekerk has the 400-meter record, you know?
Yeah.
So we're not necessarily influenced by them to go get their shoes. We're influenced to make it to the level they are, to strive to become, a professional like they were, to make it to the Olympic stage like they were, to hit these marks, to really just reach our full potential. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily let me go buy what he has.
Yeah.
So the companies then say, like, how are you going to return this investment? No
Yeah.
matter how much I pay you, if you're not moving merch, then like you're not really worth
Yeah.
it, right? And they see you as it's more of the numbers as opposed to who you are, who you can become, what you have to offer, your
Yeah.
creativity, your determination, your dedication. They don't care about none of
Yeah.
that. It's just really about, are you gonna sell some shoes for us or not?
That's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
and that's sad. It's so
It
sad,
is.
but also that's because we don't have we don't have a whole media network covering
Yeah.
track and field.
Yeah.
If we had a media network covering all the track meets, then your sponsorship would be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get the return on their
Literally.
investment. We
Literally.
it's so
Yeah.
many levels we don't have
Yeah.
that then cuts into why we aren't getting paid the way we should.
Yeah.
We got these companies putting the races behind the paywall, so now I got to go pay to watch myself run and compete.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy, and all that cuts into how much we actually get paid. So we need to
Absolutely.
flip that and change some things
Yeah.
so that we actually can get paid based on how much we're worth, our
Yeah.
value, our marks,
Absolutely.
you have fans. I've been supporting. Every time I see a
Yeah.
video, every time I see you compete, I be hyped because I've seen where
Definitely.
you came from to where you're going now. I didn't
Yeah.
even know about starting in seventh grade.
Yeah. No, you good.
I just seen when you were at Liberty, and I'm like, man, that dude, like,
Yeah.
he's serious. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Definitely.
in his area. Like this is him for real,
Yeah.
So I definitely want to continue to see you make it to where you can be. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm hoping you acquire some of them sponsorships along the
Not
way.
saying.
Fuel this fire
Yeah.
and help you keep because there's a lot of athletes at the D1 level, right? For example, with yourself, right? You're at
Yeah.
Miami. You graduate from Miami, you put that on your resume. That's a
No,
good look, right?
definitely.
You
It
go
is. It's great. It's a great
you're gonna
look.
get some job offers that might start off paying 50,000.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
You
good
never
to
know.
start off with, right? But then the sponsorship gonna come and offer you 20,000.
Yeah. It's
And
like
now
the
you
career
like,
thing.
Come on, like I'm out here putting my life on the line, blacking out
Mm-hmm.
in practice, about to pass out. But I can just go work a job and
Yeah,
be solid and drive the Beamer I want, have the house
yeah,
I want,
yeah.
continue to get promotions. Like when I'm
Literally,
stuck at
yeah,
20K for, it's sad.
yeah.
It's very sad.
And I
Very
talked to my
sad.
mom. I think I talked to my mom about that kind of briefly, and I was like, because I was like, I want to go pro. This and third. She's like, yeah, you want to, but you always got to have a backup plan. Because unfortunately, like this ain't Jamaica. This ain't Europe.
Yeah,
This is America. Where we're known for two things: basketball, football.
that's
You
it.
know, and it's like that's not bad and all, but it's like we don't got that coverage. It's like honestly, like what she recommends is definitely go pro, pursue your passion, pursue your dreams, but have a job that's paying 50, 60K, and do pro because that's possible. You're basically doing the student athlete route, but you're a worker athlete, you know. And now work is your primary, and athletics is your secondary,
Yeah. And now
and
you
which is like yeah, which is,
now you don't have to look at athletics like it's make or break.
yeah,
It's something that I can continue to do
yeah,
because I love it, but I'm not worried about getting cut from my sponsor.
yeah,
Because even I mean, think about Allison Felix getting
mm-hmm,
dropped by your sponsor during an
literally,
Olympic year. Thankfully, she has a personal brand. She has an audience that
yeah,
she's able to launch her own brand.
definitely.
But
It's tough.
even that broke
It's
my heart.
it's
I was
tough.
looking at
No,
Nike like,
definitely.
y'all crazy.
And also, you gotta remember, every 4 to 5 years, a new generation comes in,
This
and
is
a new
true.
one comes out. So you gotta think about it. Every 4 to 5 years, right? I say high school 4 to 5 years, college 4 to 5 years, 4 to 5 years, right? So high school to college, that you got 4 years of being great, right? And you better be great because let's say you take a fifth year. Well, now you got to compete with those freshmen who were in high school who are now seniors and they're graduating to come for your spot. And unfortunately, how it works is you're not going to be as good, or you will be as good, but they're going to be somewhat better, or they're going to be right at the mark you were at when you were a freshman in college. And so it's like whenever that new generation comes in, you better have something going for you because like if you don't, it's raps. I feel like that's kind of sad because like in I say our culture, we're very much so on like not what you have for yourself, but more of like what you're doing right now. And that's not a bad thing. You want to be focused on now, but you also want to focus on future because there's always gonna be someone either coming for your spot or who already has your spot, and you don't know. And so I think it's just like, as you said, it's like we don't get paid a lot, unfortunately, in the pro sport out here, especially in the jumps, because no one knows about jumpers, unfortunately. That's the most sad fact, but it is a fact. So it's like I could nail a good contract, the best jumper contract, but it might only be 20K. And so it's like you always got to have a backup. Like, hey, I am, working as a so and so in this industry doing A, B, C. And if track don't work out, or I start to slip a little bit and they drop me, well, I got a good 50K job that I'm working off of. That's a good spot to be at.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that. Now, with that being said,
yeah,
what is your long term plan with
yeah,
track and after track?
for
Let's talk
sure.
about it.
With track, long term, I'm gonna be the best I can be, and I'm gonna put a number on it. Shoot, I want to break a world record. I don't know what that's gonna be. I'd say I think I got the potential to do it, but that's like the long term goal. I want to break. I want to be able to finish my entire career. Be like, I made Olympics, placed top three, got a gold medal, and broke a world record. Like that's a long term goal right there. I'd be fulfilled. Even if I didn't, I'd still be fulfilled. But that'd be like peak. Like boom, I got my name in there. After track, when it's all done and said, I would be the head public relations expert for NBA or the NFL. So
Hmm.
that's what I want to do. Just like that. Boom.
Why?
So why? I'd say that I have a very good way with words. And not only that, but I love and enjoy hearing people's stories and seeing where people come from, Because I feel like everyone deserves a voice and everyone deserves a reason to be heard, you know? And I think it's very sad in the athletics world, especially in the pro world, because even at the college level, when you're, I would say, a Power Five football player, because everyone looks at you as, let's say you're a freshman, you're a stand-up freshman, right? Everyone looks at you now as a freshman. They look at you as a 25-year-old pro athlete who has to perform, And I think there's so much pressure on athletes just in general that you need not only a counselor, but you need a public relations person. You need someone who, when you mess up, they can hear your story, hear you out, and make something for you to say, or to do that's gonna make you look good, number one, but also let you have a voice.
Mm.
Because I would say that athletes deserve not only a voice in the sport, but a voice outside the sport. They deserve to look smart. They deserve to look educated because they work for that, you know? You work for something, so you deserve to have it, you know? And people's perspective can change about that, but your perspective shouldn't change about yourself because you know yourself better than most people know you.
Right.
So I want to be able to basically not only give athletes a voice, but give them a chance to have the voice, to show that they're educated, to show people that they're more than just dunking a basketball or throwing a football. They're people. Like they do what they do. So that's why I want to do that.
Why not do that for track and field? Because that sounds like
Yeah.
something that can help track and field
Yeah.
athletes build their brand.
So long term goal, I think I'd do it for track and field. Probably like a good internship, something like that. But just like for I want to do, and especially like with wanting to get married and I want to have a house and all that different stuff that I plan to do, I would say that the NFL and the NBA is the best setup for that.
We back to money. You saying they gonna pay? In fact, don't
It
pay.
is true.
You trying
Hey,
to say it a nice way, but
it
nah,
is
I can
true.
see
They
not
they
track
pay.
and
They
field.
pay.
Track and field. Okay, so then let me create this situation. Let's say
Yeah.
we got a league launching up, right? Because it is
Yeah.
a league
That's
coming,
true.
but hey, it's a whole
Yeah.
conversation for
Yeah.
another day. So let's say we got a league coming, and the
Hmm.
pay is the same,
Okay.
right? You get the job,
Yeah.
you get a job offer from the NFL and the track and field league.
Yeah.
Say, hey, we want you to do the same exact
Yeah.
thing. Which would you take?
Honestly, I think I'm still gonna go the other route. Just because,
Ah,
just hold on, I'll tell you, just because of this. I'm a firm believer in something I call it years.
okay.
How long you've been around, how much of a print you got, you know. And with let's say they make a league, right? Let's say they make a league within 10 years, right? I might only be 5 years into my career, right? And that's just 10 years is a new thing, you know. And so the last thing I need is for me to get a good job getting paid 50K, right? And they don't get enough support, and they go, "Hey, Kennedy, love you, but it's business." And then and
Yeah.
then then it's raps, and I'm like, "What? Dang! Like I got paid for this, I got paid for that, and now I'm looking for a job, and then I end up at I don't know PR relations for a high school, you know." And now I'm
Nah.
like barely making ends meet, and I'm having trouble with the like, you know, that'd be tough. So it's like, I guess for me, it's like it'd be great, and I'd probably do like as a side thing, but I still would want to be able to set myself up to be in a position like the NFL, who's been around for hundreds of years, and like once you're in, and I think the good thing about the NFL is that if you lose your position, you can get it back with another team. And the only hard part is in the NBA is like you travel, yeah, and that's hard. But it's like they set you up somewhere nice. You're close to the stadium. You have a life. Like you can bring your kids there. You can bring your wife there. Like you can. I feel like you do a lot with that. And it's not just about. I would say it's not just about the money, but it's also about like the family. It's like your family can now meet NFL or NBA players. They can see like athletes doing the same thing that you're saying that you did. But now it's like, oh, like I'm with, let's say, I don't know, LeBron James, and this man, my kid's chiming with LeBron James, and he's telling me, yo, like you can do whatever you want. This and third, just got to lock in. Now he's going to be set up. I would say this: he's going to be set up in his span. He's going to be set way better than the athlete who don't got that. In let's say elementary, he's going to go out play basketball and say, shoot, LeBron James, like he said I could do this. So when he's playing basketball or whatever sport he's playing, he's going to be locked in. He's going to be focused because like he's seeing a NFL or NBA athlete saying you could do this if you lock in.
Right.
So it's like I say just for the full picture of like family and just I say just for well being, it's like a good spot to
Yeah.
be
Nah,
in.
I see that you're thinking
Yeah.
long term, and I definitely can't debate that. That will
Yeah.
help establish your family, your net worth long term. So
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
debate that at all.
Yeah.
But
But track would be I think track would be fun. Like that'd be fun because that's like that's me.
it would be.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point where it's about what the best opportunity is for you.
Yeah.
Could help you in the long run. So, like I said, I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Um, but my favorite question to end my
Yeah.
interviews are, and I think you'd be a great person to ask this question. Um,
Okay.
there's a couple people that I've interviewed that have gave great answers to this question, but I
Yeah.
see how you think. I see the type of person you are. I think you'd be great too. So my closing question usually is, what is something you wish you could have told yourself back when you started track when you were a kid,
Yeah.
or something that you would tell a kid that's reaching out to you now? If
Yeah.
they shoot you a DM, hey, can you give me some advice?
Yeah.
Not necessarily just the tips and tricks of like, hey, toe drag in the 100 meter. I'm talking
Yeah.
about real life advice, something you wish somebody would have told you, or
Yeah.
something you wish you could have told yourself?
Don't let don't let people be hard on you. Be hard on yourself.
Mm,
Because I'm epitome of that. Like I've had so many different struggles, bro. Like I had ADHD at a young age. Couldn't focus in class. Couldn't sit for a second. I have like so many stuff. Looking at words wrong. Like so many issues, right? But so many people were so good to me that it helped me to like propel myself, you know? And so I would say that if anything in sport, don't let people be hard on you, be hard on yourself. That's the only time you ever should feel bad about what your performance is when you feel bad about yourself. Don't let
mm,
someone else tell you that, oh, you should feel, no, you feel bad when you feel about yourself in your sport. It's that simple. Because that's how you lock in a good mental zone. Because you know yourself, you know what you can do. So don't let no one try to diminish that. Because if they're trying to diminish it, that means that you're doing something right. Because you're only going to get backlash from someone who's doing something worse than you. You ain't going to get backlash from someone doing better. So
it's true.
it's that simple. Just don't let people be hard on you. Be hard on yourself. That,
Couldn't have said it
that's
any
simple.
better myself. Let me take a second to say thank you for sitting down, having this
Yeah,
conversation with me. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, learning more about your track and field story. I truly believe you have everything it takes to make that Olympic stage, to win NCAA's this year. So I'm
for sure.
wishing you a healthy season with plenty more PRs, bro. Of
Yes, for sure. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
course. Well, that is it for
Yeah.
us here on Trackletics Live. See y'all next
See you.
episode. Peace.
Peace.